Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Russel HD, and this week we watched Night Swim, and new Blumhouse film, Atomic Monster Blumhouse, and I'm going to go right off the bat. This film was very uninteresting, very dull, bland, unoriginal, all those buzzwords you could do for how boring and uninteresting a movie was. This is the definition of that. This film was very much just the average PG-13 horror movie nowadays. I'm just gonna say it. Most horror films should be, if not all horror films should be rated R, and this is an example of why. This film was not scary, it was not entertaining, and it was overall just a dull experience. But before I go on a whole rant about how much I found this film to be subpar and average and boring, I'll tell you why and more back at the house.
I can hear you. Why aren't you saying anything? Ronan, you're dead. Marco.
Welcome back to an episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm Russel HD, and this week we watched Night Swim, directed by Bryce McGuire, starring Wyatt, Russel, and Kerry. Condon, produced by James Wan and Jason Blum, of course, being a Blumhouse film. This film, also, the director of this film, Bryce McGuire, made a short film of the same name 9 years ago. This film, I will say, was very lacking in a lot of areas. It was very bland, shall I say. If that is a little rude, I pardon myself. But, but, yeah, I genuinely think that this was probably just... Okay, so I'm gonna just get this off the table right now. I know that this film was not made for me. And you say, but Ronan, this film is PG-13. And I'm like, what makes... I mean, sure. But really, this film is not made for teenagers. This film is made for babies. When I say babies, I mean this film is like 10, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds. Dude, if I was 10, I would eat this shit up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe even dessert. Dude, I would fucking eat the shit out of this movie. I'd be terrified of this movie. Traumatize me. Probably not, but I mean, you could still theoretically think about it. I don't know. But, like, realistically, this movie would have been perfect for 10-year-old me. But I'm not 10 years old. I'm 16. So, yeah, this movie did nothing for me. It was not scary in the slightest. It was loud noises equals scary, which was probably my least favorite kind of horror movie. Look at my Smile review for that. And just nothing about it screamed just any semblance of what I love about a horror movie. There was no deaths. There was implied deaths. 2 of them, and one of them was a cat, and the other was a girl in the year 1992. And, well, I'll give you a spoiler. There's a third one. I'll tell you that one later. I'll explain that later when I get into the plot synopsis. But, yeah, there's only 3 on screen. Not even on screen. There's 3 deaths implied. 3 implied deaths. None of them are on screen. Which makes sense, being a PG-13 horror movie, but... like, it didn't even make me mad because I was apathetic. I know I've been saying that a lot recently with movies that have been coming out, but I'm just apathetic about so many of these shitty schlock movies that are coming out recently because they're just not, they don't have it. You know what I mean? They don't have it. Like, some movies have that factor, and that is... something, originality, something unique, something I can grip, like something I can sink my teeth into. Give me something that I can just get engaged in. This film was just unoriginal. There was nothing that I could, I mean, there was Amityville in there, a touch of Amityville, there was what else? So yeah, you know, as I was saying, it didn't have it, but it did have it. Double blank. But, yeah, it had Amityville, it had it in there. It had, like, other better horror movies, maybe. I mean, I mean, it was okay. It was better than this, but it was like, it had it in there, Amityville, and it just, overall, I just think that obviously there was that, and then the characters were also just super uninteresting. I was confused of who the main character was for a solid first half of the film until I kind of think Wyatt Russell's the main character. I believe he is. I mean, a lot of the film focuses on his little baseball thing and how he's recovering and he wants to get back into the pros again. You know, he's having that, like, home run memory a lot. But, yeah, so the whole film just kind of didn't really do it for me. And overall, just really boring. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a third death. I'll get into that. So the plot of this film is essentially a family buys a house with a pool in the back. And, you know, weird occurrences start happening with the pool. You know, the dad is acting strange, the cat went missing, the collar was in the pool, and oh, spooky loud noises and figures in the water. Ooh, I'm just sitting back in my chair like... and it's like, yeah, not very scary, but then a bunch of pointless shit basically happens until we get to the climax of the film, where the wife, Condon, Condon? I don't know, Kerry, the wife, she's like, I need to investigate what is going on here, right? So she goes to the mother of the girl who previously died in the pool in 92, the girl who died at the beginning of the movie. She goes to the mother, and she asks her about it, and apparently the mother's, like, still possessed by the water, I think. Because, like, the water in the pool is, like, it's revealed to be this, like, cursed water from, like, years and years and years ago, and they used to, like, worship the water, and it would, like, give them things, but they had to sacrifice things, and they eventually built the like, house or the grounds over it, but the pool is using water from the cursed water, and that's why the pool is evil and haunted. But after that, there's a bit of Amityville in there where the dad is, like, you know, trying to kill the son, like, not, like, straight up, like, upfront murder, but, like, he's assisting, like, letting him be drowned in the pool, like, allowing him, because he's, like, possessed by the evil, like, water creature thing. And then by the end of the movie, somehow the mom just dives into the depths of it, and she, like, saves him, and then there's this whole scuffle, and eventually the dad's like, oh no, my son is dying, they need a sacrifice. So he goes down into the water, and he, like, it's implied, well, no, and he goes in there, and he's the sacrifice, and he sacrifices himself so that his son can survive. And yeah, that's the third implied death. Again, well, yeah, it's implied. It's not really shown, again. And the film ends with them filling the pool with, like, dirt. And yeah, that's essentially it. Again, as I said, film's pretty unoriginal, pretty bland, pretty uninteresting, and overall, it did make back its budget, but just barely. And overall, I would not recommend this film. For all the reasons I said here, this film is very much not recommended, and I would rate it, I don't know, like a 4 out of 10. Very, very bland, not much to write home about, and definitely not worth a watch. And, yeah, I think I've said what I need to say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, hope you like this video. Share with friends, subscribe to notifications on. Comment down below how much you liked it. But you guys know how it goes. I didn't really mean to say that. What I really meant to say was if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, me in the comments. I've been running Time HD, swimming off. Like, that'd be fun. Like, do something like that. I don't know. That'd be fun. Don't look at me like that. You'd think the same thing. Even though I can't see you. I can see your judgmental eyes through this camera. Don't think I can't.